am I to be changing careers in my 40s? Let's take that question and let's flip it on its head. So if you're in your 40s or beyond, statistically, you've got decades ahead of you. You could have 30, 40, 50 amazing years left to live. That's half of your life or more. So the better question to ask is, who are you not to be thinking of starting over? And who are you not to want more joy, more meaning, more creativity in your work and in your life? You see, we've been sold this narrative that we have completely bought into, that you have to have it all figured out by your 20s, pick one thing, stick to it, climb the ladder, be grateful. And we all have done that. I've tried. I followed the breadcrumbs that felt right at the time, but I've always felt like there was something more, something that I was meant to do. And I've had what I call a zigzag career path. I was in retail, a bit of teaching, education. I often say I'm like Del Boy from Only Fools and Horses, always dreaming, always jumping from one idea to the next, side hustling, figuring it out on the go. So that's me minus my suitcase of knockoff watches, but give me time. But really, there was a time I actually felt so embarrassed about that, and every time I changed and had to tell someone that I changed, I looked at people with linear careers and I always thought they had it all figured out. Why can't I just pick one thing and stick with it? But now I see all of it, every chapter, every pivot, every failure as creative reinvention. So I went from running my own maternity store in Cork in Ireland for 8 years. I worked with Nespresso, the coffee company. I taught touch typing to children. I trained as an SNA and worked as an SNA. And I even started a master's to become a primary school teacher. And I thought that was it. Primary school teaching was my calling. This was it. But 1 year in, life had other plans. My husband got an opportunity to work abroad, and we had this moment, this fork in the road type of thing, where we could stay on our path and play it safe, or we could go all in and take this adventure. So we packed up our home, our 3 kids, our massive dog, and off we went in a camper van to Switzerland with no real plan, no rental lined up, and no idea what was facing us. It sounds like something a bit crazy. It was scary, and there was a lot of fear that came up at the time. But it also opened up so many opportunities, so many new experiences, and a huge amount of creativity. And I was able to stop and I was able to ask myself questions. What do I really want now? Who am I becoming? And that question, that space, it did lead me back to creativity. I started painting, and not for any particular purpose. I was just doing it for me, and I felt something that I hadn't felt in years. And it was a real joy of expression, like a bit cheesy, but like my soul was finally exhaling. Often we think we need to find our purpose in this big life-defining way, but sometimes it just starts with a tiny little whisper, a nudge, sketchbook, a walk in nature. It just might give you an idea when you quiet your mind, an idea that you can't shake. And that's where The Happy Artist was born. I launched my creative business at 45. Not at 25, not at 35, at 45. And honestly, I feel more alive than I have in years. And sure, I have the odd perimenopausal day, but don't we all? And let me say this clearly, there is no expiry date on your creativity. No too late for reinvention. We live in a world now where you can build something completely new from your laptop and from your heart. AI, tech, remote working, it's all opening up doors that we never knew existed. But I know the hardest part isn't about how, it's the who, letting go of the version of yourself that played it safe, allowing yourself to explore new identities, letting go of who you thought you had to be. So if you're sitting there thinking, but I am far too behind, please hear this. You are not behind. You are right on time for your story. The voice in your head telling you that you've missed your chance, that's not the truth. That's just fear talking. And fear will keep you frozen if you let it. But here's a gentle tip that helps me. Time block your dreams. Even if it's just 30 minutes a week, treat your passion like an appointment, put it into your calendar and honor it like a meeting with your future self, because someday doesn't show up unless you make space for it. And if you feel overwhelmed, like your head is noisy and you don't know where to start, I did make another video called Finding the Time to Find You, and I'll link it below. And there's another video about fear, just in case that's something that you are struggling with right now as well. So I'll link them both below. But it's all about carving out space to reconnect with who you really are beneath the busy. Now I want you to ask something. What is the dream that you've been putting off? What part of yourself are you ready to reclaim? Is it creativity, travel, a side business? Is it something you've always loved but talked yourself out of, drop a comment below or message me if you'd rather chat privately, because I genuinely would love to hear your story. The dreams that you've maybe shelved, the ones that you're now dusting off and taking the time to shine the light on them again. Because the thing is, we don't need to do this alone. We're all just figuring this out together. Just be brave, one step at a time. And the more we talk about it, the more permission we give others to do the same. So if any part of this resonated with you and you're thinking, maybe it isn't too late for me either, then you are already halfway there. Just take the next small step. The rest, it will honestly unfold as you go. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. You never know who you might encourage just by pressing that share button. But thanks so much for being here. I'm so glad that you are, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks, bye.